ever read a sentence that just paints a perfect picture in your mind? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a simple but super powerful tool that makes it happen. A tool that can make anyone's writing absolutely sing. So, I want to start with a little riddle for you. What could a fierce wolf, a distant star, and a beautiful red rose possibly have in common? I know, it sounds totally random, right? Let's look at the clues together. Okay, here's our first piece of the puzzle. This line, man, it just paints this picture of a sudden, brutal attack. It compares a warrior to a predator, and that image is just instant and so powerful. Now for our second clue. This one's a little more abstract, you know? It's comparing someone's soul to a star. Something bright, far away, and totally unique. It gives you this feeling of admiration, but also distance. And here it is, the final piece. I bet you know this one. It's that classic comparison of love to a beautiful, vibrant rose that's just bloomed. So, a wolf, a star, a rose, what's the one literary tool that connects all of them? The answer is a literary device called a simile. It's a huge part of what we call figurative language, which is really just a fancy way of saying we're using words in non-literal ways to create a way bigger impact. So what exactly is a simile? Well, it's pretty straightforward. It's when you make a direct comparison between two totally different things, like that warrior and the wolf, to shine a spotlight on one specific quality that they share. And how do you spot one out in the wild? This is the best part. It's actually super easy. You just have to look for two little magic words, like or as. Seriously, these are the dead giveaways that a simile is at work. They're the bridge connecting the two things. All right, so we've got the definition down. But let's be real, the best way to truly understand a simile is to see it in action. Let's go back to that famous line from Robert Burns. "Oh, my love's like a red, red rose." See, he's not just saying his love is nice, he's using the image of a perfect, fresh-cut rose to show us exactly how beautiful and new his love feels. And when you break it down like this, you can see the simple formula. You've got subject 1, my love, and it's connected directly to subject 2, a red, red rose, by that magic word, like. Simple as that. But it's not always like. Check out this great one from Shakespeare. He compares life to a boring story you've already had to listen to twice. The connecting word here? It's as. Life is as tedious as a twice-told tale. Wow, you can just feel the boredom dripping from that line. And they're everywhere, in all shapes and sizes. A good person flourishing as a palm tree. Words being like leaves, you know? Sometimes you get so many of them, they hide what's really important. Or a good deed shining, which works just like a candle in a dark room. Each one creates this totally unique picture in your head. Okay, but there is one crucial rule here. A simile has to compare two different kinds of things. So saying, my dog is like a wolf, that doesn't really work, because they're both canines, right? But saying the warrior fought like a wolf? Now that is a simile, because you're comparing a person to a totally different creature to show how fierce they are. Okay, you've got the definition, you know the keywords, and you know the big rule. I think you're ready. It's time to put your new knowledge to the test. You ready for this? All right, let's try one out. Take a look at this question right here and see if you can figure out what's going on. The child shows the man, as morning shows the day. So what do you think? Is it personification, simile, hyperbole, or allegory? Think about those magic words we talked about. I'll give you a second. And the answer is B, simile. Yes, if you got that right, fantastic job. You are already thinking like a pro. So what gave it away? It all comes down to our keyword, as. The sentence is making a direct comparison. It's saying that the way a child's personality hints at the adult they'll become is just like the way the morning sky tells you what kind of day it's going to be. It's a comparison of two different relationships. So we can spot them, we can define them, but why do they actually matter? Are they just some kind of fancy decoration for language? No way, not at all. The real power of a simile, the real magic, is that it takes an abstract idea, something you can't really touch, like love or courage or boredom, and it connects it to a concrete image. A really good, fresh simile forces our brain to make a new connection, and it paints a picture that is so much more vivid and memorable than a plain old description could ever be. So I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. Now that you're armed with this secret, Start listening for similes everywhere. In songs, in books, even just in everyday conversations. You are going to be absolutely shocked how often you find them. Thanks for diving into this with me.